Right now at 6, a town treasurer accused of stealing taxpayer money appears in court.
And movie money could be coming to Wisconsin. Local leaders push for legislation that could put the state in the spotlight.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. A scare today inside Sparta High School. Reports that a single bullet was found in a classroom. Police were called in and students and staff were told to stay in place. Now, a search didn't turn up anything and there were no other threats, though the investigation is ongoing.
A reckless homicide charge linked to a 2023 overdose death has been dismissed. 44-year-old Eric Sims is accused of delivering fentanyl that killed a woman in 2023. The court cited lack of evidence to link Sims to the death. Sims still faces multiple misdemeanor charges in a separate case filed in March.
Jury selection is underway in the trial of Donald Dahlberg. The 47-year-old faces first-degree intentional homicide charges in the January killing of 57-year-old Floyd Burdick in Juneau County. Dahlberg, who pleaded not guilty at his arraignment, is facing several other charges, including arson and hiding a corpse. If convicted on all charges, he could face life in prison.
The former Town of Adrian treasurer was in court earlier. Kelly Schlisner is accused of stealing nearly $300,000. She pled not guilty today. Authorities say she withdrew township funds over a 2-year period starting in April 2022. The judge has bound her over for trial. Schlisner remains free on a $50,000 bond.
La Crosse area farmers say federal cuts to food programs are, quote, ripping out the seeds of hope. Last month, the USDA cut over $400 million from the Local Food Purchase Assistance Program, which helps food banks buy products from local farmers. Now, several farmers joined state lawmakers Brad Paff and Jill Billings at Wafer Food Pantry today. They say these program cuts aren't just numbers on a government spreadsheet, they're hurting Wisconsin families.
LFPA program didn't just help us get food to hungry people, it also helped to train the next generation of farmers. I hope that the folks that are cutting this in far off halls somewhere will see my face, will see the faces of the people that they're impacting, because it doesn't just harm the vulnerable, it undermines the very systems that we've built that work.
Senator Paff says 300 Wisconsin farms provided over $4 million worth of food to more than 250 pantries and schools through that program just last year.
Well, layoffs could threaten heating and cooling help for people in La Crosse. Staff at the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program are gone. They were part of the federal layoffs. The program could affect over 9,000 households here who rely on financial help. April 15th is the end of any delay on shutting off electricity for anyone behind on their energy bills.
You know, Greg is not one to overanalyze anything. He's usually right on the money. He does not mince words. And when he told us Monday you were going to feel the chill in the air,
he was right.
He was absolutely right. A cold one, Greg.
It was cold. It was definitely for this time of year to see these temperatures and the wind chill, which kept some areas further north into the teens in the early afternoon. So the good news is we're not going to see those temperatures for a while. The bad news, it's going to take a little bit of time to get back to where we would like to be, maybe in the 60s or even 70s for most people. But this evening, those temperatures are more not likely we'd see in early March instead of this. Here's your high temperatures today. Many areas 40s and 30s. In fact, Ladysmith struggled to get to just freezing and even 20s as you go further north into northeastern Wisconsin and the UP. So quite about a 15 to even 20 degree below average temperatures. And this evening, the good news is the winds won't be as much of a deal. Unfortunately, the clear skies allow the temperatures to fall quickly back to around 30 by 10 p.m. and even cooler for Eau Claire too. Lighter winds, the good story, but it's going to be 27, and that's just the start of some colder temperatures as we go throughout the night. Some areas, in fact, might get all the way into the mid-teens, so that's going to be quite a cold start tomorrow morning. The good news is there's no wind, so we're not dealing with wind chill. Tomorrow, more sun in the morning, clouds in the afternoon, but lighter winds, so our temperatures will get back in the 40s, but still not quite to where we're going to get to average. Now, later on, we have some midweek rain, some light rain to talk about, and then actually we'll break down when our temperatures will get back to the 60s, and if you want 70s, maybe in the forecast too.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Well, could La Crosse become the Hollywood of the Midwest?
A push is on to bring more movie making to the area. News 8 Now's Grace Monk is here with more.
Local filmmakers want the Common Council to show support for legislation that could bring film productions to the state. The bipartisan legislation would create a state film office under the Department of Tourism. It would also offer productions a 25% state tax credit for filming in Wisconsin.
So it's encouraged people to come here and spend money in Wisconsin and invest.
Wisconsin has been the set for blockbuster films like Bridesmaids and Transformers: Dark of the Moon. La Crosse Film Academy director Teddy Eck says film productions could boost the local economy.
That tax incentives is all on the money that will be spent in Wisconsin. And so it's all about the incentives for the local businesses and hiring the local crews, et cetera. So it's not money that's just going to Hollywood to pay them to come here.
Eck and other filmmakers want the council to pass a resolution adding the city to a list of statewide supporters. Councilmember Rebecca Schwartz says counties in Minnesota have seen the benefits of state tax credits.
In 2022, the film industry spent almost $3.2 million in St. Louis County. It employed like 75 people and paid, for labor.
She hopes the resolution will do the same for La Crosse.
We will be seen as one of the locations that's friendly to this new and developing industry in Wisconsin.
The Common Council will vote on the resolution later this week. The legislation was originally introduced in 2024 but expired after stalling for several months. Reporting from the studio, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Grace. Country Boom could be closer to relocating. The county board will take up the proposal tonight. The festival wants to move from Maple Grove venues to Lake Neshonoc in West Salem. Developers claim the move would inject $13 million into West Salem's economy. It could also create 300 new homes.
U.S. Highway 14 drivers are dealing with delays. Crews began pavement repairs today between Marion Road and Garner Place in La Crosse. Expect single-lane closures in both directions near the bridge. Work is scheduled to last until the end of June.
And Highway 16 also under construction from La Crosse Street to Kinney Cooley Road. The highway only opened to northbound traffic. Southbound traffic is detoured along US 53 and I-90. Also right now, WSDOT is hosting a public meeting talking about pavement replacement plans on 16 from US 53 to State Highway 35.
The city of La Crosse has a new docking deal with Big River Boats. It involves American Cruise Lines and its other boats. It's a 10-year deal that'll pay the city $20 grand a year. The ships are returning to La Crosse after docking in Winona for the past 3 years.
Well, could your family escape a fire in just 2 minutes? The Red Cross and La Crosse Fire Department are offering free smoke alarms this Saturday to help save lives. Volunteers will install detectors and create evacuation plans in homes across the area.
We want to make sure that people's homes are safe, and this is a great way for people. We're coming in, they can make an appointment. We're going to install these alarms and then show them how to use them, test them, and make them more safe at home.
If you want to schedule a free installation, call 888-376-4056.
April is Autism Awareness Month, and more businesses into designing spaces for people on the spectrum. One of those is at the Kalahari Water Park and Resort in the Wisconsin Dells. The resort now has 3 calming rooms for kids with sensory and neurodivergent challenges. They feature sensory-friendly toys, bubbly machines, and dimmable lights. The room is something Grant Meunier says he didn't have access to as a child on the spectrum.
It gets really loud and obnoxious outside. This is the perfect place to just come, relax, let those anxieties go down.
The room also features a piece of art created by Meunier. He says he hopes his art can show other kids with autism that they can create amazing things too.
Tariff fears sending markets tumbling. A UWL expert warns of recession risk.
Plus, how the new tariffs are affecting one small business in Minnesota.
When you're trying to remodel your bathroom and find that perfect look, seeing is believing. And when one of our comfort advisors visits your home to talk about bringing your vision to life, they'll come with all our products in our new showroom trailer, discovering all the possibilities from the comfort of your home.
from the creators of bacon. Applewood smoked ham. Ham and Swiss melts, 2 for $7. Arby's, we have the meats.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose American Waterworks.
At US Cellular, you don't have to choose between a great deal on the phone you want and the phone plan that's right for you.
You can get both. 4 free phones of your choice and 4 lines for just $90.
Wow, kids, that's like us not having to choose between tickets to wrestling or that puppet musical.
We want a great phone and a great plan too, don't we, little guy?
Get both. 4 free phones of your choice plus 4 lines for $90. No trade-in needed. US Cellular, built for us.
Have you checked your sump pump lately? After a big rain, basement flooding can significantly damage your home. Stay ahead and dry with a call to Maxwell White. We have standard pumps along with battery backup systems in case you lose power. Prevent future damage. Contact Maxwell White today.
Well, another day of tariff turmoil on Wall Street.
Yeah, the Dow closing down today, 349 points. S&P 500 shed 0.2%. NASDAQ inched higher by 0.1%. Stocks mounted a short-lived rally at one point, taking the Dow briefly into positive territory. Though the nosedive on Wall Street has people feeling queasy. So is a recession on the horizon? We asked a finance expert.
Investors, and definitely the institutional investors, they're waiting to see what's going to happen with the tariffs. If these tariffs go through, it's going to lead to potentially a global recession and the U.S. economy really suffering.
Congressman Derek Van Orden is also weighing in, saying, quote, the U.S. will no longer be the world's whipping boy, and our farmers, tradesmen, and manufacturers will finally be treated fairly. I have the utmost confidence in President Trump's long-term strategy to put American workers first.
In Minnesota, businesses are bracing for higher import taxes, especially toy stores. Hub Hobby store in Minneapolis says they mostly import from countries now facing some of the highest tariffs. That includes 54% and 46% on Chinese and Vietnamese imports. The store's manager says they don't want to raise prices, but some of the extra costs will have to get passed on to customers.
This used to be $100. Now it's $110. We have a choice. We can pay the bills and raise prices, or try and absorb them and go out of business.
According to the Toy Association, nearly 80% of toys coming into the U.S. are from China, followed by Mexico and Vietnam.
Well, we'll have more news ahead.
But first,
along with increasing temperatures throughout the week, we do have some rain chances to break down for Wednesday and Wednesday night, and then tell you how soon we'll see the 60s and maybe even 70s. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
A John Deere 3 Series tractor lets you tackle those bigger jobs with simple, intuitive controls that put the power in your hands and quick connect solutions to swap implements quickly with ease. From rotary cutter to rotary tiller to front loader. Take on all your property's biggest challenges. You just have to get in the seat.
Tractor Central. Take a seat and see for yourself why nothing runs like a Deere. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
I love horses.
Listen, good family fun entertainment.
Midwest Horse Fair is the best thing.
We're back, and better than ever. America's largest 3-day horse fair is coming to Madison, April 11th through the 13th.
I like seeing everything, and there's so much going on throughout the 3 days.
The Midwest Horse Fair is the mecca of all the horse people in the Midwest. There's shopping, there's food.
There's something for everyone during the Midwest Horse Fair, April 11th through the 13th.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. and a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on this Silverado. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Pivot! Shut up! Okay, hold on. I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
Just like pivoting from heating to cooling season, it's a difficult adjustment. Pivot in the summer, called GNT.
Pivot! Shut up!
Called GNT. For the best heating and air conditioning, guaranteed.
Ready for a better career with excellent pay, benefits, and work-life balance? Chart Industries is hiring fabricators. Join the team that's shaping the future and providing awesome pay and excellent benefits. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Although we haven't had much in the way of severe weather here yet, and our time really is going to be coming up here soon towards we get to May and June. It is Severe Weather Awareness Week for the states of Wisconsin and Minnesota. And this week on news8000.com and 8.2 in our streaming, we also have videos that will go through some of these severe weather awareness items. And today's one that you'll see online is the one that deals with thunderstorms. And throughout the week, we'll go through tornadoes and flooding too, as we all get geared up for severe weather season, which really is coming up fairly quick, although we do see some of it here. So today we'll break down more of the thunderstorms and how we go about the warnings, watches, and the categories of some of these severe thunderstorms too. But we're not dealing with any of that right now, and probably for the future too. Clear and colder overnight. That's going to be a big story waking up. Not quite as cold on Tuesday, not quite where we should be for average for temperatures on Tuesday. Showers do return on Wednesday and Wednesday night. Not going to be a huge significant system, but a lot of areas will see some wet conditions Wednesday night through maybe early Thursday morning. So we kind of break down what we're looking for temperatures tomorrow. More 40, so a couple degrees warmer. We won't have the wind. That'll be the bigger story. So we won't have much of a wind chill going on. But still, this is about 5 to 6 degrees below average. We'll see that probably Wednesday, but unfortunately Wednesday we do have a complex little system coming through. So we'll have a lot more clouds going into Wednesday morning, and you'll see a low track right near Des Moines. Line of showers will probably develop on the north side of this low sometime in the afternoon. Just some light showers that'll come through. The evening commute does look wet. They are indicating maybe a heavier band or a more steadier light band of precipitation that could encounter some of the area maybe tomorrow evening. We'll see there's been different kind of things going on with this. Sometimes it seems to be appearing about north, maybe further south. But anyway, we'll have some wet conditions probably for the evening commute. Overnight, probably a break. In fact, some of this activity might even be in the form of snow before it ends for some areas, especially further north you go. And then more shower activity behind this system. You'll see a little bit of activity probably Thursday morning, maybe Thursday afternoon. Light showers coming through. So there's going to be unsettled weather, but we're not expecting a lot of way of precipitation. In fact, right now where this really band of light rain sets up, produces more of the significant rain towards southern Wisconsin. We'll see if that actually shifts north over the next 24 hours. But otherwise, everyone will probably see a quarter or less. There could be some areas where this sets up that might see a little bit more. But overall, decent amounts of precipitation. Now, going into Wednesday, we'll have much warmer conditions too with the cloud cover. More above freezing, 30s too, kind of where we should be for this time of year. And then Wednesday really depends on cloud cover. Right now, we're going more 50s. But if the clouds get a little more thicker than what's expected, we might hang into the 40s too, so something to keep in mind. And then the same story for Thursday too. More cloud cover will probably keep the temperatures maybe in the 40s. We got the low 50s, but overall it'll be pretty much the same as we see on Wednesday with that shower chance and a lot of cloud cover. Now, the better news, we go to Friday, more sun. We get back closer to 60. In fact, the 60s are just out to the west, so even 70s are getting close to us. That we might see going into the weekend. I have another cold front that'll probably swing through as we go into Sunday. That'll bring the temperatures back down. So overall, the weekend looks fairly nice. We might have some showers to contend with by Sunday, along with breezy conditions as that cold front comes through. But in the meantime, it is going to take a little bit of time to get back to average, which is about 56 right now. But we might have some precipitation to deal with for Wednesday and Wednesday night.
All right, something to keep in mind. Thanks, Craig. Coming up next in sports, cause for concern? The Brewer pitching staff continues to call upon some new arms. But will Milwaukee keep on looking to stay afloat as they prepare for a trip out west? Jacob is next.
Proper proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Protect yourself from the harsh sun with Sonesta retractable awnings and solar screens from Asher Lasting Exteriors. Use promo code 15 and receive up to 20% off your entire project. Connect with the Asher team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
Hey! This $5 Mega Millions game is super exciting!
There are prize multipliers built into every play. So the lowest prize you can win is $10. Plus, it has bigger jackpots more often with better chances to win it!
$5 Mega Millions really is something to shout about.
It's available at Wisconsin lottery retailers near you, like this one.
At Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics, our goal is to help you and your pet in times of need. We specialize in the gold standard for cruciate ligament repair, the TPLO.
I was amazed to see Bear up and running again so soon. They really took good care of him.
Piper had TPLO surgery and is already running again weeks later.
Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics for an orthopedic consultation today.
It's tournament time at Osseo Automotive, and the savings are giant. And so is the selection.
Get a giant $18,000 off a new 2024 Ford Bronco Raptor with 4 to choose from. Or get $18,000 off a new 2023 Ford Transit Cargo Van.
You'll never see anything this big again. The giant tournament sale is going on now at Osseo Ford, Nels Gunderson Chevrolet, Fountain City Ford, and Rudy's in Whitehall.
Protect your home with Tundra seamless gutters and gutter helmet from Asher Lasting Exteriors. Use promo code 20 and receive up to 20% off your entire project. Plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months. Request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, as the schedule continues into its third week, it feels like the Brewers have already had a season's worth of injuries, but the team has continued to find ways to win as they took 3 of 4 recently against the Reds. Yesterday, the crew was all over the Cincy pitchers, putting up 8 runs on 8 hits, including 2 long balls courtesy of Jackson Chourio. Bryce Terang also had a 2-hit game, bumping his average up to .325 to start the season. And while the bats were impressive, Chad Patrick with another good outing, allowing just 2 hits and 1 run over 5 innings of work. And Pat Murphy did not mince words after the game about the difficult hand his pitching staff has been dealt.
We've got another starter down. That's uncanny. You know what I mean? We've got 1 starter from spring training still in the fold. That's hard for a small market team, you know, to deal with that. It's guys like Chad Patrick that stepped up the way he did, and Anderson or Alexander the other day. That's what it's about.
And Milwaukee is off today, but the team announcing a day designated to celebrate the life of Bob Uecker later this season, which is August 24th. Among some plans for the special day are an appearance by Bob Costas, Uecker's former partner in the booth, in-game entertainment with tributes to Mr. Baseball, a commemorative pin giveaway for all ticketed fans, and a 50-50 raffle to benefit charities supported by Ueck. More is expected to be announced leading up to the day, and that again is August 24th against the Giants. And how about it? The culmination of the college basketball season in just about an hour and a half on these very airwaves right here. It's Houston and Florida doing battle for the national championship. Cougars came back to shock Duke in a thriller last Saturday, 70-67. Meanwhile, the Gators downed Auburn 79-73 the game before that, and what was also a fantastic finish. Clash of styles on display with the fast-paced attack by Florida, and Houston, who will slow it down and play the tough defense. Gators are a 1.5-point favorite. Guys, who do we think is being crowned champion tonight?
U of H. Go Cougs.
Yeah, that's the Cougars hat. That's a Cougars hat.
Closer.
I've got I've got Florida in the random bracket that we were given earlier. So I've had them the whole way, going against our director Nicholas in the back as well. And you picked Houston.
Yep. So hopefully I'll be able to wear this in the 10 for the championship
we will
win,
see.
right?
We will see. Ken, what do you think?
I think Florida looked really good against Auburn. They rebounded the heck out of the basketball. And Duke essentially choked that Final Four finish, and I don't think Florida would do the same.
Yeah, some great games this last weekend, so hopefully we can go out with a bang yet again. We'll see who wins.
That's
we'll see.
Thanks, Jacob.
All right, more news right after. Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Stay updated while you scroll. Follow us on Instagram at WKBT News 8.
Knutson Roofing, locally owned with 20 years of experience to get your project done right the first time. Whether it's roofing, window, or siding installation, we offer reliable, dependable, and quality work we stand behind. Knutson Roofing. Call or visit us online today.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy.
The biggest thing I want to get across to people, whether it's via email or voicemail or text, is we are a local Wisconsin family-owned turnkey solar company.
We have project managers that will walk you through the process, keep you informed along the way, and make sure that the communication is the best that it can be.
All the financial benefits are awesome. And then on top of that, it's green energy. How can you lose?
Pischke Motors has been family-owned and operated since 1920 and have you to thank for our continued success. Stop into our Jeep 4x4 headquarters in downtown La Crosse or West Salem to find the Jeep you're looking for. Get in a Renegade, Grand Cherokee, Compass, Wrangler, or Gladiator today. We've got great deals on new Jeeps right now. When you find the perfect Jeep, you'll feel it.
Start your search at Pischke.com
and drive away in your new Jeep.
For 20 years, Knutson Roofing has been protecting homes with expert craftsmanship and quality service. Locally owned and trusted, we bring experience you can count on and results that last. Need a new roof? Call 715-ROOFING today.
You earn trust by making a commitment and sticking to it and serving this community all day, every day. We work hard for this trust and love telling your local stories because we, like you, expect more.
All right, tonight definitely will be on the cold side. 20s in La Crosse, probably teens in Eau Claire, and some areas could be as low as the mid-teens. The good news, there won't be any wind, so we won't have much of a wind chill. A little bit more to Tuesday, then rain does come in the forecast Wednesday and Thursday. We'll finally get maybe to 60 by Friday, and the weekend so far looks pretty good.
All right, golfing weather on the weekend.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight at 6.
We'll see you after the game.